Now, I know you're very busy and we so appreciate your time, but before I let you go, I do want to do a quick lightning round. There have been some other nominations that have been controversial, starting with Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence. What do you make of that nomination?
Well, again, she's not qualified to be Director of National Intelligence. She does not have the background within the intelligence community. When she served in Iraq, she was an E4 medical records clerk. That's below the rank of sergeant. She's even below the rank of corporal. She's talked about training foreign military. That was about 3 months she spent in Kuwait, training members of the Kuwaiti, I believe it was the Kuwaiti National Guard. She spent about 90 days doing that. So I don't know what intelligence background she has. And in fact, Russian-controlled media has called her a Russian asset. So I worry that she's, again, someone who's not qualified for the job. And I doubt that unless Donald Trump just hands her one, that she could actually pass a background check in order to be Director of National Intelligence at that very highest level.
What about Kash Patel for FBI?
Again, I think we should be talking about people who have the experience. And Trump loves to brag about only hiring the best people, but then he expects us to ignore that he keeps firing his own people when they do things like follow the law. And frankly, him trying to install Kash Patel in the place of his own handpicked, his own previous FBI director paints a clear picture of how Donald Trump plans to use federal law enforcement to seek retribution against his political enemies, and the Senate should reject him.
And finally, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. What do you make of that nomination?
Well, Marco, I think, is qualified for the position. He's been on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He has the experience. I look forward to sitting down and chatting with my colleague to see what he would do as Secretary of State and where his priorities are. I hope it will be to continue to oppose the Communist Party-controlled PRC government to maintain America's presence around the world. But I do look forward to chatting with Marco because I do think he is actually one of the few nominations that is actually qualified for the job.